The Fine Art of Dining, a short story volume. Food, one of the overpowering needs that we all hunger for, whether to use as basic fuel or rarefied, sophisticated tasting. Food and all its providers, its servers, its guests, and our authors are here to converse, deliberate as courses are served, some savoury, some sweet, but always to be enjoyed.
A Little Dinner at Timmins by William Makepeace Thackeray. Mr. and Mrs. Fitzroy Timmins live in Lilliput Street, that neat little street which runs at right angles with the park and Brobdingnag Gardens. It is a very genteel neighbourhood, and I need not say they are of a good family. Especially Mrs. Timmins, as her mamma is always telling Mr. T. They are Suffolk people, and distantly related to the Right Honourable the Earl of Bungay. Besides his house in Lilliput Street, Mr. Timmins has chambers in Fig Tree Court, Temple, and goes the Northern Circuit. The other day, when there was a slight difference about the payment of fees between the great Parliamentary Council and the solicitors, Stoke and Pogers of Great George Street sent the papers of the Lough Foyle and Lough Corrib Junction Railway to Mr. Fitzroy Timmins, who was so elated that he instantly purchased a couple of looking-glasses for his drawing-rooms. The front room is 16 by 12, and the back a tight but elegant apartment 10'6" by 8'4", a coral for the baby, 2 new dresses for Mrs. Timmins, and a little rosewood desk at the Pantechnicon, for which Rosa had long been sighing, with crumpled legs, emerald green and gold morocco top, and drawers all over. Mrs. Timmins is a very pretty poetess. Her Lines to a Faded Tulip and her Plaint of Plinlimmon appeared in one of last year's keepsakes. And Fitzroy, as he impressed a kiss on the snowy forehead of his bride, pointed out to her, in one of the innumerable pockets of the desk, an elegant ruby-tipped pen and 6 charming little gilt blank books marked My Books, which Mrs. Fitzroy might fill, he said, he is an Oxford man and very polite, with the delightful productions of her muse. Besides these books, there was pink paper, paper with crimson edges, lace paper, all stamped with R.F.T., Rose Fitzroy Timmins, and the hand and battle-axe, the crest of the Timminses, and born at Ascalon by Roaldus de Timmins, a crusader, who is now buried in the Temple Church next to Sergeant Snooks, and yellow, pink, light blue, and other scented sealing waxes, at the service of Rosa when she chose to correspond with her friends. Rosa, you may be sure, jumped with joy at the sight of this sweet present, called her Charles, his first name is Samuel, but they have sunk that, the best of men, embraced him a great number of times, to the edification of her buttony little page, who stood at the landing, and as soon as he was gone to chambers, took the new pen and a sweet sheet of paper, and began to compose a poem. What shall it be about, was naturally her first thought. What should be a young mother's first inspiration? Her child lay on the sofa asleep before her, and she began in her neatest hand, Lines on my son, Bungay de Bracy Gashley Timmins, with a Y, aged 10 months, Tuesday. How beautiful thou seemest, my boy, my precious one, my rosy babe. Kind angels hover round thee as thou dreamest, soft lashes hide thy beauteous azure eye which gleamest. Gleamest? Thine eye which gleamest? Is that grammar? Thought Rosa, who had puzzled her little brains for some time with this absurd question, when the baby woke. Then the cook came to ask her about dinner. Then Mrs. Fundy slipped over from number 27, they are opposite neighbours, and made an acquaintance through Mrs. Fundy's macaw, and 1,000 things happened. Finally, there was no rhyme to babe except Tippoo Saib, against whom Major Gashley, Rosa's grandfather, had distinguished himself, and so she gave up the little poem about her de Bracy. Nevertheless, when Fitzroy returned from chambers to take a walk with his wife in the park, as he peeped through the rich tapestry hanging which divided the 2 drawing-rooms, he found his dear girl still seated at the desk and writing away with her ruby pen as fast as it could scribble. "What a genius that child has," he said. "Why, she is a second Mrs. Norton," and advanced smiling to peep over her shoulder and see what pretty thing Rosa was composing. It was not poetry, though, that she was writing, and Fitz read as follows.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?